अस्सलाम वालेकुम एवरीवन, कैसे हैं आप लोग। मेरा नाम है रेहान और आज हमारा एक नया शो की इब्तिदा है जिसका नाम है बिट बिट करें। और इसके अंदर हम आपको बातें करेंगे आपसे बिटकॉइन के बारे में, बिट पे के बारे में, जितने भी ऐसे सॉफ्टवेयर हैं रिलेटेड टू डिजिटल करेंसी के ऊपर हम बात करेंगे, क्योंकि इस वक्त एक खूब बड़ी टाइड उठी हुई है और लोगों के पास बहुत सारे सवाल हैं। तो मेरे एक दोस्त हैं बेंजामिन, उनके साथ हम इसको वीकली करने की कोशिश करेंगे। हो सकता है वीक से ज़्यादा भी करने की कोशिश करें, जाके आपके सवालों के जवाब दे सकें। So hi everyone, this is the Bit Show, and I am going to Benjamin, who is an expert, who knows how it works and how the digital currency works and how all this is working. So he will join us and he will guide us.
Hey,
Uh,
how's
he's
it
live
going?
right now in San Francisco. Hey Ben, how are you?
We're up here. We're in San Francisco. We're on top of a parking garage right now. I'm here with my friend and business partner associate Zachary.
Hey Zach, nice to see you.
Yeah, let me just situate my camera here.
Yeah, I mean it's a nice
So
day.
everyone,
Cool weather.
Got a nice view going on.
your voice is a little low, Benjamin.
What's that?
Your voice is a little low, but I guess it's okay.
Oh,
So I'm
Oh,
going to.
we
So
have a microphone.
everyone, this is
We can plug in a microphone. Just give us 1 second.
yeah, we got lavalier
okay.
on microphones because we are prepared professionals, right? Check it out.
Awesome. So hi everyone, this is my friend Ben and his friend Zach, and they are. The first time anybody could explain to me how Bitcoin works and blockchain works was Benjamin. So we're going to start doing a weekly show or even a bi-weekly show, depending how you guys have questions for this. And we will educate you on how, uh, people are riding this wave and trying to make the money on the ICO. And I'll go ahead and explain some of the things in Urdu and in English so that and we'll be waiting for your calls, waiting for your questions so that Benjamin can explain it better.
You hold it, Zach.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So yeah, we can between the two of us, we can cover a lot of questions that people have. I'm very technically oriented. Ben can cover a lot more of the practical stuff, and yeah. So
We can answer all of your questions.
What do you want to hear about?
So first question I am seeing is very basic. Please explain what is blockchain.
Okay, so the blockchain is a data structure that ensures integrity through consensus. Participants mining on the blockchain verify that transactions are correct, and for their verification are rewarded, right? These blocks of data are connected together in a chain, thus making the blockchain.
Exactly. So it's basically a ledger. It keeps track of who has what.
Okay, so my understanding is that blockchain is a new technology which rides on the public internet, and what it does is it keeps public ledger or public information about records of who has what. And the who here is anonymous, so what is public. So for example, it wouldn't say that Zachary has so many dollars, but it will say X party has so many bitcoins or whatever that is. And on the top of blockchain rides another thing called digital currency. It could ride a social media network. It could ride anything because it's just data, and you can ride on top of it almost anything you want. Please correct me, guys, if I understand it correctly.
Yeah, that's correct. You can basically put any data into the blockchain that is within the block size limit. So, if the block size limit is 1 megabyte, that means the largest data you can attach to your transaction is 1 megabyte. So let's say you had a legal contract, right? And you wanted to prove that it was signed on a certain date. So you could put a document of that legal contract into the blockchain, and it'll be time stamped to show that that document existed on a particular date.
Exactly. So Bitcoin has been the biggest use case for blockchain technology so far, but it's certainly not the only use case. There are all sorts of applications, practical applications for blockchain technology. So yeah, definitely cryptocurrency is really exciting because we all love money, right? You know, I mean, we all need it to eat and to survive. But you know, so people are very interested in Bitcoin. They're very interested in other altcoins. But you know, Zach can definitely go into some of the cases, some of the other purposes of of blockchain technology.
Yeah, so I'm seeing like some interesting questions on the feed here. You know, one of the more common ones that comes up is like, you know, how are cryptocurrencies valued? And so value comes about through a market process, people buying and selling and saying, I'm willing to pay this much, right? As far as the fundamental value of any particular cryptocurrency, it's the useful features that it provides.
The utility.
The true utility to it, right? So the fundamental utility of Bitcoin is that you can transmit value. The fundamental utility of Ethereum is that you can complete computations on it.
And create smart contracts.
Yeah. So, you know,
I will translate that in Urdu language so that most people can understand it.
What is that?
So basically, you know, Western Union is a service that's valuable because, you know, people are able to move money with it. Bitcoin does the same thing, right? But better, and it's lower fees, and that's something that makes Bitcoin valuable, right?
Yeah.
And then Ethereum allows anybody to participate in this global cloud computing network. So by allowing people to submit, you know, queries that they want computed, right? People mining in the Ethereum network can process this data and be rewarded for it.
Absolutely.
So that's how like you come about value in cryptocurrencies. So
and the value is based on a true market. So you know, instead of with the fiat currencies, the government, you know, it says that you're forced to pay taxes in this currency, and they kind of force the value through the gun, if you will. Which, you know, is good and bad. You know, the good is that, you know, we have a somewhat stable source of value, which, you know, a lot of people would argue that over time, government currencies have gone down. They've lost a lot of their purchasing power. And people, you know, I remember back in 2000, I would go to the grocery store with $100, and I could buy, in the U.S., you know, a huge cart of groceries. And now, you know, you go to the grocery store with $100, and, you know, you don't really get as much. So there's definitely inflation in fiat currency. And you know, some people are willing to accept the inflation because it's somewhat stable. With cryptocurrency, you know, right now, because it's so new, there's a lot of volatility. But at the same time, you know, there's a lot of things that are happening in the space. And because the supply of some of these cryptocurrencies, specifically Bitcoin, is capped at 21 million, every time it gets media, every time that there's attention that comes to cryptocurrency, you know, going up, and I think it's going to continually rise year after year, you know, for at least the next, you know, 5 to 10 years, or as far as I can conceive.
Okay, I will translate it in Urdu language. Okay, guys?
What's that?
I will translate it in Urdu. I will speak in Urdu now.
Translate in Urdu, okay?
Yeah,
cool,
perfect.
cool.
Great.
Okay. So ब्लॉकचेन एक टेक्नोलॉजी है जिस तरह से इंटरनेट की टेक्नोलॉजी के अंदर बहुत सारी टेक्नोलॉजी होती है, ईमेल की टेक्नोलॉजी होती है, वेब की टेक्नोलॉजी होती है, बिल्कुल उसी तरीके से ब्लॉकचेन एक टेक्नोलॉजी है जो कि पब्लिक इंटरनेट के ऊपर चलती है और उसका अंदर हम कुछ भी बना सकते हैं। और उस टेक्नोलॉजी के ऊपर एक और टेक्नोलॉजी बनाई गई है जिसका नाम है बिटकॉइन। और बिटकॉइन एक करेंसी की तरह से इस्तेमाल होता है, डिजिटल करेंसी की तरह से इस्तेमाल होता है और उसको कोई कंट्रोल नहीं करता है और इसको पब्लिक कंट्रोल करती है। इसकी जो वैल्यू है वो डिपेंड करती है डिमांड एंड सप्लाई के ऊपर। फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर आप कहते हैं कि जी मैं गुजरावाला के अंदर एक प्लॉट खरीदना चाहता हूँ और पाकिस्तान के 1 मिलियन लोग गुजरावाला में प्लॉट खरीदना चाहेंगे, तो गुजरावाला के प्लॉट के दाम बढ़ जाएंगे। या बहरिया टाउन में सब खरीदना चाहेंगे तो बहरिया टाउन की मार्केट की प्राइस बढ़ जाएगी। तो इकोनॉमिक्स का असूल है कि जिस चीज़ की डिमांड ज़्यादा होती है और सप्लाई लिमिटेड होती है तो उसकी कीमत बढ़ जाती है. तो Cynthia was asking and then somebody was asking about the ban in Pakistan. uh, I'll
answer.
answer it and then I will answer it in Urdu. The ban on technology always comes from large companies, from governments. For example, when the internet came out in Myanmar, it was offensive to have own a modem, and if they caught you with a modem, the punishment was if you were only found with modem. This is 1996, 1997. So, but then it changed. Now they have embraced it. So it takes time for governments and large companies to understand the technology because they're afraid
Exactly.
of it. They're scared
There
of
are
it.
some, yeah, sorry. There's some
And
governments that are very interested in cryptocurrency and are putting a lot of investment. I think even Dubai has a national cryptocurrency that they're working on. Mm-hmm. So it's going to happen, just like Rayhan said. It's just taking a little bit of time.
तो जब बर्मा में इंटरनेट आना शुरू हुआ तो इसी तरह से वहाँ पे बैन था और मोडेम अगर आपके पास से मिल जाता तो आपको सजा हो सकती थी, सजाए मौत थी. बिल्कुल इसी तरह से जो बड़ी कंपनीज होती हैं और गवर्नमेंट्स होती हैं वो ऑलमोस्ट आखिर में आती हैं हर चीज़ के टेक्नोलॉजी के इस्तेमाल करने में, और वो खौफ करती हैं कि अगर हमने इसको इस्तेमाल कर लिया तो पता नहीं क्या हो जाएगा. तो उस खौफ की वजह से, वो केयरफुल होने की वजह से दे बैन है. सो बट टेक्नोलॉजी का प्रॉब्लम ये है कि इसको बैन करना बहुत मुश्किल होता जा रहा है और टेक्नोलॉजी को बैन नहीं किया जा सकता. इट्स ऑलमोस्ट इम्पॉसिबल टू बैन सर्टेन टेक्नोलॉजीज. तो वो ख्वाब देखते रहते हैं कि जी हम बैन कर देंगे, हम ये कर देंगे, हम वो कर देंगे, लेकिन मुश्किल होता है टेक्नोलॉजी को बैन करना क्योंकि वो नज़र तो आती नहीं, हवा में सब कुछ, तो आप उसको बैन नहीं कर सकते. ये ऐसा ही है कि मैं फ्लू वायरस को बैन कर दूं, मैं डेंगू को बैन कर दूं, तो आप इसको बैन नहीं कर सकते क्योंकि हमारे पास टेक्नोलॉजीज नहीं है इनको बैन करने के लिए. So there is another question: who controls Bitcoin? Bitcoin is not controlled by any party anymore.
Yeah.
It's in the public space, it's in the internet space, and it cannot really be owned by anyone.
And in fact, the creator of Bitcoin, after he created it, went away just to prove that it could live on its own. So there's the group of people, or the people who created it, they intentionally just stepped away from the project and said, hey, we want to prove that the system can live on its own, and to show that it's not even, the creator is no longer involved in the project. So it's just to prove that it doesn't depend upon him. It doesn't depend upon an owner or a group of people or a group of controllers. It truly is a decentralized ledger. And that's all it is, because we've had ledgers, even gold and silver are just ledgers. They keep track of who has what. Bitcoin is a ledger. That's all it is. And it's been around since 2008. It's continuously appreciated year after year because there's a fixed supply. And everybody sees how it works. It's transparent, which is very important.
So जैसे कि अभी बेन ने बताया कि ये एक लेजर की तरह होता है और इसको बैन नहीं किया जा सकता. पब्लिक इंटरनेट पे आप कोशिश तो कर सकते हैं लेकिन it's not controllable, something you can control. There is a question. Waqar Zaka made a video yesterday about a mining server for $3,500, and he was saying that anybody can buy it through me and I can have it installed. So what's your take on this, Ben?
Zach definitely has an opinion on that, and we should definitely hear what Zach has to say, because my opinion is probably similar to his. What I say is that anyone that pitches mining as a business opportunity and tells you it's like a get-rich-quick scheme, or like you just buy some Bitcoin miners or some Ethereum mining equipment, and you're just gonna, rake in the money automatically. I would say do your research, look into it, because it's similar to gold mining, right? Like, yes, you could go out and with a pick and shovel and probably, maybe you could get a little bit of gold or something like that, but probably it's not going to make you very much money. There are companies that do this mining, and they're very aware of the market. They know exactly what to do. So if you want to get into mining, I wouldn't discourage you from doing it, but what I would say is that just like any business, it requires a lot of research. It requires a lot of knowledge.
It continues, like the big thing about mining versus just buying and holding cryptocurrencies is that mining requires continuous investment in order to be profitable, right? You can't just buy a miner once and say, okay, I'm done with it, because everybody else is buying miners. And as mining becomes more competitive, the rewards become smaller. So mining's kind of like an arms race. And in order to keep up your profitability, you keep having to get more equipment. So if you're cool with dealing with maintaining all of this, that's fine. You can mine. But if you would rather not maintain, it's better to just buy and hold useful crypto.
Exactly, because even the hardware can fail. You know, even if you look at the mining equipment, you say, okay, well, I've did the numbers, and if the difficulty stays the same, my miner will be profitable at this point in time. Well, that's based upon the idea that the hardware is going to
Just be 100% reliable.
reliable, and we all know stuff breaks. You know, anything can break. So if your mining equipment fails, you could be out your money. Whereas if you just bought that Bitcoin and paid for it, nobody can ever take that away from you, and you know that it's scarce. You know it's a scarce piece of digital property, digital asset, and that it's unique. And that's what's so great about the cryptocurrency is that there are people who are mining, and everything is transparent. So we see what's happening in the mining, with the miners. But you can obviously, look at the network and say, hey, for me, I don't want to get into this full time. I have a job, I have a life, I have a wife, I have kids, but I'm just going to buy a little bit of cryptocurrency and hold on to it. It's a lot more straightforward. And I think most people, the average person, and myself included, and both Zach and I, we're geeky people. We love technology, and we're not mining cryptocurrency currently. So if we're not doing it, there's a reason for that. And because we have going on, we don't have time to do it.
I will try to explain this, Ben, in the Pakistani scenario, and then I will explain it in Urdu. And I think I will go ahead and make a separate video on mining.
Let me interject real quick. In Pakistan, actually, mining might make more sense because Pakistanis generally have to pay a premium to buy cryptocurrency. The prices are a little bit higher to buy cryptocurrency in Pakistan than they are in the U.S. So I didn't take that into consideration. Mining cryptocurrency may actually make sense if you have a decent source of electricity and I think Zach actually has some connections regarding mining equipment. So there may be some opportunity to make some money with mining, but definitely look into it. That's all I'm saying.
So in Pakistan, the per capita income is $100 a month. And a lot of people have a lot of savings. So what they're doing is, what people are considering is to invest $3,000 to $4,000 in buying a server, and they make $200 to $400 a month out of it. It is possible, and some people don't pay electricity bill. They steal electricity, so they don't have an electricity bill. So for them, it makes total sense to make mining. But again, just like Ben is saying, you have to learn what you want to do. You can't just blindly go into anything. It'll hurt you. It's better to do what you know. And the best way to learn is to do something. So go ahead. If you have spare money, if you want to buy a mining server, go ahead and buy it. And, don't blame somebody else that you did it, or Waqar Zaka or Rehan or Benjamin told you that this is a good thing or a bad thing. Nobody is putting a gun on your head to do anything. We're offering you something. If Waqar is offering you, I was hearing him yesterday saying that for $3,500, I'll send somebody to your house, set it up, and show you how to do it. That's a great offer. Just for doing that, in America, people will charge you $3,000 just to do that part. He's giving you hardware on top of that. So I think that's a great deal. And if he's making some money on it, that's fine. Let him make some money. What's the problem?
Face out there, show up in person. That means a lot, because there are a lot of people who are just anonymous on the internet, and they'll take your money and you may never see them again. So if someone is coming to show up to your house and they're that might be something to look into. I'm not going to here to say I know those people or I'm going to vouch for their credibility, but I will say that if they're coming to set it up and want to stand behind it, that's definitely interesting.
Yeah, one last comment I would have on mining is, if you look into it and you determine it's worth it for you, then you should be actively maintaining the equipment yourself or see the physical equipment, right? Cloud mining is not a thing I would recommend because really, the people that sell cloud mining are doing it because they're making more money off of selling cloud mining than participating in mining themselves. So if you're going to mine, actually get the machines and do it. Don't buy cloud mining because you're getting the losing end of the deal.
Exactly. There's a reason they have those physical miners in their house, or in a physical location. They wouldn't need to just rent the use out to somebody else. There's a reason why they're doing it. It's because they're giving you the short end of the stick.
I will translate it in Urdu also. So अगर आपको कोई सवाल था माइनिंग से रिलेटेड तो मैं एक तो अलहदा से वीडियो बनाऊंगा कि माइनिंग होती क्या है। अगर आप माइनिंग के अंदर हिस्सा लेना चाहते हैं तो मेरा मशवरा है कि ज़रूर लें। इसका सॉफ्टवेयर आपको पब्लिकली मिल जाएगा। अगर आपके पास घर पे तेज कंप्यूटर भी है आप उससे भी थोड़े बहुत पैसे बना सकते हैं, लेकिन बजाय इसके कि आप मुझसे पूछें या किसी से पूछें यूट्यूब पे बैठ के 2-4 घंटे लगाएं और सीखें कि कैसे होता है और काम कैसे करता है। अगर आप गीकी बंदे हैं, अगर आपको टेक्नोलॉजी पसंद है, अगर आपको सीखने में मजा तो आप जरूर करें। लेकिन किसी के ऊपर आंख बंद करके ब्लाइंड ट्रस्ट नहीं करना चाहिए। अगर आपको ब्लाइंड ट्रस्ट करेंगे तो आपको अपने ऊपर ब्लाइंड ट्रस्ट करना चाहिए और किसी पे नहीं करना चाहिए। हाँ, उनसे सीखना जरूर चाहिए। अगर कोई आपको गाइड कर रहा है तो उससे सीखना चाहिए। अगर आप माइनिंग के अंदर जाना चाहते हैं तो बराए मेहरबानी कोशिश करें कि चोरी की बिजली इस्तेमाल ना करें। एक जगह गया था, वहां पे 3 AC लगे हुए थे और वो बिजली चोरी की चल रही थी, तो ये ज्यादती है मुल्क के साथ। आप किसी के साथ चोरी कर रहे हैं और आपकी मर्जी है कि आप माइंड करें नहीं करें और किसी को ब्लेम आप ना करें।
I've heard about OneCoin. They've been prosecuted, at least the first version of OneCoin. I know they're basically no,
it's
right?
A scam.
Like as far as cryptocurrency stuff I'm into, I say Bitcoin, Ethereum, and if you can acquire the technical knowledge needed to understand this stuff, right, you can get deeper into all the other stuff. But
evaluate them based on their individual merits on each coin.
Yeah, but as far as proven merit, right, Bitcoin and Ethereum have it, and like if you just want to make an easy choice of cryptocurrency to buy and hold, then it's Bitcoin all the way, right? Sure you can like try to pursue making more money through other cryptocurrencies, but honestly, Bitcoin has significantly better returns than global markets. If we say the global market average return is 7%, and Bitcoin is doing 200 to 300% per year, and you can make that as an easy and stable choice, right? Why stray away from it? And like take much bigger risks and have where you can lose out.
Exactly. There's always people that that when you have something that's such an appreciating asset, there's no reason to get greedy and look for more. I think that Bitcoin is definitely the most stable, and it's been around the longest. It's been around since 2008. So and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. So there are other options out there. I would recommend own a little bit of Ethereum, own a lot of Ethereum, but and there are other coins that are interesting. But do your homework and look into it. And remember, in any situation, no matter what cryptocurrency we're talking about, never put any money into something that don't put. I wouldn't put your whole life savings into any cryptocurrency. Don't put your retirement into any crypto. Your entire retirement.
Just make rational decisions, right? If you really think Bitcoin's the future and you're willing to stake your entire life on it, then sure, go for it. But if you're not willing to stake your entire life and everything on it, then stake what's comfortable, reasonable, and rational, right? The people that lose in Bitcoin are the people that are impatient, and the people that are just chasing an infinite get-rich-quick scheme. Bitcoin's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a get-rich with a lot of reading, patience, and faith in the technology.
Exactly, and don't keep your money on an exchange. Exchanges are great for buying and selling, but just remember that when your Bitcoins are on an exchange, you're essentially trusting that exchange with your money. You don't have the private keys. With Bitcoin, there's something called a private key, which is a string of numbers that essentially means that those Bitcoins are cryptographically yours, and that nobody could ever take them away from you if you hold that private key and you keep it safe. Whereas if you use an exchange, remember, you know, that there have been exchanges that have gone out away. You know, they've gone out of business. They've been shut down, and when that happens, and if your Bitcoins are on that exchange, if they get hacked, if they get shut down, if something happens, you know, your money could be gone for good.
Yeah, because with cryptocurrency, right, you actually own it. When you have money in the bank, right, the bank is the final authority on whether you have that money or not. When you have cryptocurrencies in your personal wallet with the private key, you actually own it. Nobody has the authority over how you use it.
And that's why it became so popular when that situation in Greece started happening, where you could only take out so much at the ATM. In Greece, they put the restrictions, and people were lining up at the ATMs and the banks to try to get their money out, and couldn't get it out. And Bitcoin just exploded. That was one of the first times that Bitcoin exploded onto the scene. And to this day, I'm sure there are people who bought Bitcoin, you know, and were able to save some of their life savings because they were able to get it out of the Greek banks before that happened. So yeah, Bitcoin is a perfect solution for people that are worried about you know, they're trusting their money in the banks.
Thank you so much, guys. We have 5 more minutes, so we'll take one more question. I know you're busy. You're having a busy day.
Yeah.
Why don't you? So anybody who was interested in investing in Bitcoin, Benjamin has launched his own coin. Not necessarily a coin, but how do you define it? An ICO?
So yeah, we got an ICO going on. Our deal's called the BitPlus Network, and we're offering the BitPlus Network token, which is redeemable for our services. Like we said, you got to do your research, right? We are really striving to make sure that cryptocurrency is adopted by merchants worldwide. So we are providing an easy platform for doing that. And also in our point of sale platform, we're providing cryptocurrency rewards, right? So if you're interested in learning more about BitPlus, check out bitplus.network, BITPLUS.NETWORK. BitPlus.network.
And we're currently selling the tokens for 20 cents per token, which is very, very low.
Yeah, you know, people will be able to redeem these for our services at a much higher rate in the future. And I think that we're going to provide a lot of value to the cryptocurrency community and to all the businesses that will be interested in using our services.
Exactly. We have merchants already on our platform, and so far we've been getting great feedback from the merchants that are actually using our solution. So
yeah,
if you want to
if you want to get in touch with us and learn more about our token, our ICO, our product, check out the BitPlus Network page. Send us a message.
Yeah,
we are very responsive. You know,
absolutely.
You know, just like answering your questions here with Rayhan. If you send us questions to our inbox, we can get to them individually. We can deal with you on a more personal basis.
And there's a lot of comments that people have made here about tokens that I believe are probably scams, but I can't say one way or another. And that's one of the things about our project. It is an ICO, but we want to differentiate ourselves because there are a lot of projects out there that are just a website and maybe some videos and a white paper. You know, they paint a really good picture on the web, but they're not actually out there getting merchants or have an actual product that customers can actually use. Whereas our ICO, we have merchants already using the solution. And when the ICO launches, we hope to have at least 20 already processing on the platform. And we plan to have videos released with interviews of our merchants and talking about our product and how they like it. So it's a very real project. And if you're interested in finding out about projects that are a real deal and have some potential, I think you might be interested in learning more about this particular one.
Thank you, guys. And these guys are amazing. I know Ben for 5 years plus, and hopefully, and we are going to launch a new coin also next week, and keep posted for that. It's going to be interesting. We're going to launch this coin so you can learn more about digital currency. I will give away some coins, and we're going to call it Rayhan Coin, and we're going to give away some coins to start off with, to the people who have made the 500 mutual fund experiment program, and you will earn these points, and then you can buy back from us laptops or mobile phones and other gifts if you want. We will. I want to say one thing. There's a tide right now, and just like the tide in the 1999 2000, when the digital bubble was forming, there's a big bubble right now being formed around digital currency, and everybody is going to launch. You will see an ICO, every Tom, Dick and Harry, including me, making an ICO. Maybe Waqar will say, hey, I want to launch my own ICO. So it will happen, but the way you survive is by studying, by learning about it, and not just blindly following other people. It's a great opportunity for people to raise money. If you are trying to make a building, you can raise money by selling ICO. If you're trying to make a new city, you can you can do that. If you're trying to start a new business, you can raise money through ICO. There's a lot of ways you can use ICOs.
There's no
around the world.
You are not prohibited. You are not stopped by borders, regardless of what country you're in. You can do this.
Right, and if you remember, guys, for example, biggest pain in the butt right now we have in Pakistan is we don't have PayPal. So with digital currency, you don't have these implications of you cannot have this or you can have this. There is nobody controlling anything. Once it's released, it's there. It's nobody can stop it anymore. That's the very interesting part of this. So play with this. Buy some coins if you want from Ben. You will be able to buy some coins from us next week or the week after. Hopefully, I'm learning it as well, and that's why we're launching our coins so we can learn how it works.
Yeah, Rayhan.
He is, so he will probably be doing it, all of it. Yes, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was just saying that your project is really, really interesting because I've gained so many valuable connections through you, Rayhan, and in fact, BitPlus wouldn't even be possible if it wasn't for you indirectly, because our designer is a Pakistani designer, and you didn't directly connect me to him, but he came as a connection of someone who was a connection of a connection. So, you provided so many valuable connections to people, and I think that your token can be used to help connect people and incentivize them on the network. And we can definitely tell people more about that in the next podcast.
Yeah, so it's been great talking with you, Rayhan. Thank you for having us on the stream.
Thank you for your time, guys. Enjoy SoCap. Definitely go there. Look for my friend Fedor. Ask him to connect you to Bertola and Lars Ling. And you guys, if you connect with these three guys, you'll be in for a lot of fun for the day. And tomorrow, if you can, connect with Tharold, and all these guys know Tharold, and Tharold could be helping you. He does an event called Catapult, and Catapult is now like catapulting your way out through technology. So he's a cool guy, and you will. But Bertola, if you know Bertola, you know the whole world. That's how powerful he is. So I'm like a small light miser person when it comes to connecting in front of him. So go ahead and make your mark, buddies. I know you're in it for an amazing ride for your life.
Perfect. All right, guys. Take care.
All right, guys. Bye-bye. अस्सलाम वालेकुम एवरीवन। तो आपने सुना इन लोगों को। अगर वकार भाई आप अभी सुन रहे हो तो आप कमेंट कर दें। ये वीडियो आपकी वजह से इन्वोक हुई थी क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोग आपकी मैंने वीडियो शेयर कर दिया था, तो आ गए थे पूछने के लिए। तो इफ़ यू आर स्टिल हेयर टाइप अ कमेंट, आई वांट टू इनवाइट यू इन फॉर 5 मिनट्स। और आप अपनी जो ऑफ़र दे रहे हैं $3,500 में सर्वर की, वो लोगों को बता दें कि क्या है। मुझे भी बता दें क्योंकि मुझे 50 मैसेज आ चुके हैं कल से कि आपने वीडियो शेयर की थी और क्या मंजन बेच रहे हैं वकार भाई, मैं ले सकता हूँ नहीं ले सकता हूँ। तो आई गेस ही लेफ्ट, बट आई मैसेज हिम कि हम दोनों इकट्ठे आके अगर आपको मज़ीद दोबारा बता सकें इसके बारे में। अपना ख्याल कीजिएगा। अस्सलाम वालेकुम।